Are you ready to master your money-making magnetism to increase your impact and income? Welcome to the Human Design Business Podcast.
Welcome to the Human Design Podcast with me, Sherry Thompson. I will share with you how to amplify your business impact and income by mastering your money-making magnetism through your personal human design. So when we think about human design, there's a lot of energetics, there's a lot of understanding who we are, and where it overlaps in your business can be a complete game changer when you know how to interpret that information and how to bring it into a place that you actually can action, that you can implement, and that you can use. And that's what I want to share with you today, because this is the biggest piece. This is the most important piece. When you understand this, you are able to create sustainable and scalable success. Sustainable is not really the most sexy word in the online space. Everyone wants quick, now, fast cash, like quick launches. But sustainable is going to be the best long-term strategy for your health, your well-being, your joy, your sanity, all of the things. So this is my focus for you, is sustainable and scalable success. If you are in business, you probably have noticed that there are a few things that everybody experiences. And maybe this is something that you're experiencing that is maybe more prevalent, or maybe one thing that you experience more than others in your business. And there's three things that I get asked the most, or get to explore the most with my clients. The first one, feast and famine. It's not a surprise, right? The ups and downs of income is the thing that is spoken about the most in the entrepreneurial journey, the feast and the famine. And this is why I talk about sustainable so often. We're going to get into that in a moment, don't worry. But feast or famine is one of the things that most people are trying to find a solution to overcome, to fix, and to move away from in their business. Nobody likes that. Ultimately, if you're in feast and famine, your nervous system is totally shot because you're in this space of not trusting that it's going to come through. You're in lack, you're in scarcity. It doesn't feel good. There's a lot of anxiety. If you're in feast and famine, you can't actually relax. And what happens is, because we're in a masculine paradigm, because we're in this masculine world that we've been taught taking action is the way to solve, or the way to move beyond a problem or a challenge or an experience, is to look for a solution. So then we go into taking more action. How am I going to fix this? How am I going to solve this? So the way it generally plays out for people is we go into either more action, like do more things, let's throw more things and see if this works and this fits and this does its thing. Or we're looking outside of ourselves for the different answers, which usually comes with the next shiny object that comes on your newsfeed, or the advert that pops up on YouTube is like, look at me, because I made, I don't know, 7 figures in 23.8 minutes, right? Like, it's really easy. All you got to do is follow my formula, 23.8 minutes, and then that's it. So then we start looking at other people's blueprints. We look at what worked for other people, and we start looking at how can I implement this strategy, this thing, this way. The truth is, when you understand how to use your human design, you don't need to be looking outside of yourself at what other people are doing. And that's what I want to break down for you. The other thing that happens, the other thing that plays out a lot, is overwhelm and confusion. Which way do I move? How do I make this work for me? Which direction do I follow? And we're all like this, aren't we? If you imagine you're scrolling Facebook, we're all going squirrel, 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 having our head turned by the next shiny thing that comes our way. And we're losing focus. We're losing clarity over and over again. But more than that, we're creating this sense of overwhelm, which leads to paralysis by analysis. We're not actually moving forward. There's procrastination, and it is miserable, because that also translates into anxiety in your body. And then it also has us go back into our head and try to find the thing that we need to do. What is the way? How are we going to fix this? How am I going to move beyond this overwhelm and actually get the answer? I'm going to give you the answer in a minute. And then the third thing that lots of people, lots of my clients have either experienced or come to me saying that they are experiencing is burnout, because we keep doing a load of things. We keep trying to fit ourselves into a strategy that worked for somebody else. And the reason it worked for somebody else is because it was aligned for them. Doesn't mean it's aligned for you. The reason that we are in this burnout is because then we try and fix the overwhelm and confusion by doing more things. And we try and fix the feast and famine by doing more things. Before we know it, we are using our energy in a way that is firefighting. We're using our energy in a way that is not actually aligned for us. And it is depleting the resources that we have available for us. So all of the things that you're experiencing in your business, maybe you can relate to this. I definitely was in a cycle of all of these things for a long time in my business. The more that you can understand that a lot of that is happening because of the paradigm that we're in and the way we've been taught that we need to solve the problems, quote unquote, fix the problems, and how we then get to transition into a place where if we understood how we were designed energetically and how best to use that energy so that we are in a place that is aligned for us, that we have a business, that we have a strategy that is aligned for us, but also that we're activating magnetism inside of us, it means that we are going to create business growth with ease, more impact, more income, and every action you take has an amplified result because you're working with your energy. Oftentimes when we're in feast and famine, overwhelm and burnout, it's because we're working against our energy. It's because we're trying to fit in with what somebody else has said or trying to do it the way that somebody else has said this is the way to do it. And actually, if you think about it, how many times have you done the blueprint hopping, like this blueprint, this blueprint, this blueprint, this blueprint, and we give it a try for maybe a day or a week or a month and it doesn't work. Okay, so next. But if you understand your only blueprint that you need to understand, your human design, then you can change all of that. So I want to break down, not in loads of detail, but I want to ignite some inspiration inside of you so that you can start to really connect in with how you can use your blueprint, your human design to inform your business. So the first thing we always look at in human design, I'm not a big fan of hierarchy in general, but there's definitely a hierarchy in human design. The first thing you want to understand and understand how to connect with and how to use is your energy type. So whether you're a manifestor, a manifesting generator, a projector, or a reflector, this determines how your aura is designed to work in the world, how you are designed to do so many things. When you understand this in a business context, you're able to understand how you feel alignment. This is super important. You want to create an aligned business. You want to know what alignment actually feels like for you. When I started transitioning into an aligned business, it was what I call manual attunement because I didn't really know. Nobody was really talking about it in 2018. Nobody was really integrating energy and business in a way that actually worked. I'm sure there were, but it was definitely not as prevalent as it is now. And nobody was really sharing with me, this is how you do it. And I was trying to find the answers everywhere. So what I actually started doing was figuring it out for myself, which meant that I had to really trust. And all the time, my head was going, who told you? How do you know this is right? How do you know it'll work? Because that's what our heads do, right? How do you know? How do you know? Where's your proof? Well, I didn't have any proof. All I had was trust. And we are not designed, or maybe not designed is not the right word. We are not really taught, it's a better word. We're not taught how to trust. Because we're in a society that has us in our head looking for logical answers. So we only trust when we see the logic. It's that whole thing about, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, we've got to rewind a little bit and believe it in order to see it. So I was really manually attuning, which meant I had to override my head a lot. I had to talk my head off the ledge, my brain off the ledge quite a lot so I could really tune into it. Then a couple of years later, when I understood human design, I was like, this is the answer. Because all of a sudden, what I had done manually and had to just jump in and see if it worked, what I had been trying to explain to clients, all of a sudden I had an actual guide that talks you through how to do this for yourself. So I'm going to talk you through the alignment piece because this is the most important part. And I'm going to break this down by your human design. And then we're going to move into how else you can use your human design to overlay in your business, to start using it in your business so that you're creating alignment and abundance. So if you're a manifestor, the way you feel alignment is when you feel peace. you have to figure out what that means for you. What does peace mean for you? How do you feel it? What are your thoughts? What are your actions when you feel peace? And if you're a manifestor, when you feel out of alignment, you feel anger, annoyance, irritability. Archie, my son, he's a manifestor. He plays these games on the computer and he'll come down and says, this is what I hear the most. I am so annoyed. Like, yeah. Let's move your body a little bit. Let's get away from the computer a little bit. These are really powerful benchmarks because you're not designed to be aligned 100% of the time. So if you recognize what it feels like to be aligned and you can navigate back to it, and you also recognize what it feels like to be out of alignment, and you can use that as a guide to bring you back into alignment, it's very powerful. So if you're a manifesting generator, the way that you feel aligned is satisfaction, and that really translates into a job well done. As a manifesting generator, you're here to build and to create. So when you feel lit up with what you're doing, you feel passionate about what you're building, and you feel satisfied with what you're creating, then that is alignment for you. If you are out of alignment, you are going to feel maybe a little bit of anger, annoyance, or irritability. And you're also going to feel maybe a bit of frustration. And you might find yourself saying, I'm frustrated, or it might feel like there's actually trapped energy inside of you, like a knot of energy. And that's literally where the energy is stopped flowing. If you're a generator, again, you're going to feel satisfaction. Now, figure out what this means for you. Because for me, satisfaction as a word, I'm really particular with words. It didn't really feel like a great word. I was like, what does that really mean? So for me, I tuned in and it feels like I'm excited and I'm lit up and I'm, really energized and enthused to do the thing. But it doesn't mean I'm in a state of like massive excitement and bouncing off the ceiling all the time, because that also is not sustainable or ideal for your nervous system, actually. So that was really powerful to connect in with. What does this really mean for me? And again, if you are out of alignment as a generator, then you're going to feel frustrated. Either you're going to say I'm frustrated, or you're going to feel that knot of frustration. For generators and manifesting generators, in fact, for everybody, but predominantly for generators and manifesting generators, you probably want to move more. A lot of the out of alignment experiences for you will come from not moving enough. You're designed to literally shake up your body, shake up your energy in order to sparkle and become magnetic. If you're a projector, the way that you feel alignment is to feel successful. Find out what success means for you. It doesn't have to mean the billboard style of success that the world has bestowed upon us, or the internet marketers say this is success. Find out what it really means for you and connect in with that. When you are out of alignment, you will feel bitterness. For some projectors, you're instantly going to know what that feels like and what that means to you. For other projectors, I give a couple of examples so that you can really connect with it. And it might be in a business context where you're doing all the things that somebody else is doing, but you see them getting the results and you're not. And there's a conversation that maybe happens in your head that says, why are they getting the results and I'm not? There's maybe a bit of resentment within that. This is when you feel that you're out of alignment. For reflectors, the way that you feel alignment is when you feel surprise. You're genuinely surprised by what the world is bringing you, by what people are showing you and how you're experiencing that. Not in like a boo, make you jump surprise, but in like a genuine surprise, delight. If you are out of alignment, you will feel disappointment. And that is literally being disappointed with people, with the world, with what you're experiencing. So start to feel, start to notice, and start to understand your alignment and you're out of alignment. Because if you start moving through your business, making decisions based on what's aligned and what's not, all of the time, that is going to fundamentally change your business instantly. It is going to change how you show up. It is going to change how you do your work. Now, I will say a little caveat. Sometimes there are things in our business that we have to do that aren't always aligned. For me, that looks like VAT returns. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it has to get done. So the way that you can start to work with those things is firstly, like envision in your desires and in your creation of your business and how you're building it, what it is that you would like to have in place to support you to not do the things that you are not aligned with. And then also really understand that it's short term. I can get behind this short term. In fact, my VAT returns themselves take literally 5 minutes, but I put it off. And then how you can work with it is to get into a place of alignment. So how do you bring that place of alignment into your energy? So for me, as a generator, being excited and lit up, I dance, I move, I get into that high vibe energy and sit down and get the work done. It's really powerful to recognize and to have that awareness over those pieces. Okay, so a few other ways that you can start to understand your human design and how you use it in your business. With your aura type, so manifestor, MG, generator, projector, reflector, you also can start to understand the business model that works best for you. You can work like, how is this business going to work for me based on my energy type? You also can use this to make plans or not. If you're a generator, manifesting generator, you want to respond to things. You don't need to plan it all out. In fact, most people are better working in the moment. I recommend that every business has some kind of masculine system and structure in place, like funnels, so that you can create impact and income while you're following your alignment, while you're following the way that your energy is designed to work in the moment. You can also use your authority to make your decisions. You don't have to be overwhelmed. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be overthinking things when you are connected with your authority, because that will guide you to the right decisions at the right time. And they will always be more aligned, always. You can also start to use your defined centers in your human design. Where you have defined centers, they'll be colored in on your charts. Now, all of those defined centers have a theme. And what's really powerful about the defined centers is that you have got consistent access to the energy in the defined centers, which means that people can feel that when they're around you. People can feel the energy of your defined centers without you doing anything. So when you start to build this into how you message, how you communicate, how you market, how you talk about your offers, how you position your offers, then they become instantly magnetic because people feel that energy. Conversely, if you think about your undefined centers, the centers on your chart that are not colored in, they're undefined. That means that you have inconsistent access to the energy in those centers. Those centers are where you're more likely to experience conditioning because there's more space for that energy to come into those centers. But once you've moved beyond the conditioning that maybe is there, you have got this powerful wisdom. Because in those undefined centers, you can feel other people's energy. That means that you don't have to always ask them. You don't have to always know where it's going, because you can feel the energy. And the more you can connect in with that and trust that as guidance, that is where your wisdom is. And that is how you can really become potent in your delivery, in your creation of transformation for your clients. So the way that I talk about the centers is lead with the defined centers, market and sell with the defined centers, and then deliver with the undefined centers. Because that is going to make the most out of your energy. That is using the energy that you've got access to all the time. You want to lead with those defined centers, and you want to deliver with the undefined centers. The other thing that you can start to look at in your business is how you can use the different planets. Like, I'm giving you real broad strokes with this, right? How you can use the different planets in order to influence the energies that you put into certain things. And I'll give you a couple of examples with this. The first example is your sun, which is the planet that will be shown at the top. And then the number next to that planet is a gate number. And the energy of that gate will tell you what your life work is. It will tell you what you're designed to infuse into the energy of your brand. It will give you guidance about what you're here to share with the world. There is a lot of power inside of human design. And as we start to move through this podcast, I'm going to break all of these elements down. But I want you to be inspired. I want you to be excited about the possibility that you can create, you can design your whole business based on what you know to be true, to be energetically correct and really potent for you. And what this also means, if we strip it back to, when other people give you blueprints and they say, this worked for me, and this is my tactic, and this is my strategy. When you become really connected with your human design, it means that you can discern whether that is the right fit for you or not. You can become more discerning with your energy, with your investments, with your decisions. And you can start to filter everything through the perspective of, yeah, that's great. That's not going to work for me in that way because of my human design. And I do this all the time with my mentors. I'm like, no, that is not going to work because of my human design. So the more you can really connect with it, the more powerful that's going to become. So if you want to go and find out more about how you can start integrating this, how you can start using this in your business, go and get your human design chart. The link will be around here somewhere, and you will be able to connect with not only the understanding of your human design chart, but there is also a report, a download that you can get, which is your business guide based on your human design. And that is free. You can go and get that, and it will give you the foundations that you can start to move forwards with, so that you are not in feast and famine, you're not in overwhelm, and you're not burnt out. Because when you understand this, what's going to happen is you are using your energy in the way that it's designed to be used, so that you're not burning out, so that you're creating sustainability in your energy and your business. No more feast and famine. And so that you are not going to be overwhelmed, because when you bring your energy back down, a lot of overwhelm happens because we're in our head, but most people are designed to be in their body, and definitely to be making decisions from their body too. So go and get your human design chart, get the guide that comes with it as well, and start to explore what this means for you, because this will make the biggest difference in your business.